Welcome to the Investing Podcast presented by Tusk Media. The final bell has rung and the market is now closed. So let's move on to an audio and video recap with the Investing Happy Hour.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Investing Podcast presented by Tusk Media. It's Wednesday, August 31st, 2016. Didn't even have to look. You impressed, Krebsbach?
It's first time.
First time for everything.
I missed you yesterday though.
I know, been busy, a little busy. I want to point out to everybody out in the pit that if I'm not here, like, you can still make podcasts.
Yeah.
Just especially intern Garrett, texted me after the market's open, practically. Should we make a pre-market video? I don't know what time zone he's in. No, but busy day. I had to go to the Department of Driver Services this morning.
That's always fun.
Always fun when it started off at a county office. So started off there, made my way here.
Is there a monster line?
There was a lot of people, but it moved pretty quick. It wasn't that bad. The worst part was just traffic after that. So we got in pretty quick, but took forever to get here. So had that, had a little meeting action, had a bunch of interviews. We're hiring people.
Yeah.
So had some of that action, had a little PM action.
How does interviews go?
Interviews were good. I don't want to say too much in case any of them are subscribed or downloaded, but not a bad one yet. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Couple good ones, couple not as good, but still good ones. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Markets. Just gonna make a lot of sound effects on this episode. Dow down 29 basis points today. S&P also down about 0.25%. Nasdaq down 19 basis points. Global Dow down a little more than 0.25%. Gold down 33 basis points. Oil got whooped, down 3.3%. Closed below $45 a barrel. Full on redgasm to close out the month. Any commentary on the day?
Oil's been backtracking
Big
quite
time.
a bit after that. Getting close to 50. But
Yeah, it got up to like 48 and change, it seemed like, and now it's just running right back. So, full redgasm for the day. We do monthly predictions. I'm going to make the predictions for September tomorrow. So we're not doing that today, but we are going to briefly revisit my predictions. As you may remember, if you've been watching, a long-time viewer of this program, what I do is every month I bet over/under based on the previous month's close.
Was that part of this?
No. Yeah, but you can be tomorrow.
Thanks.
So everybody can jump in on this. So going into the month of August, I was 6-3, and I had yet to miss on an actual prediction for any of the major U.S. equity indices. I had nailed the over/under on Dow, S&P, and Nasdaq. Bad news, folks. I missed one of the equity indices. I predicted down for the month for the S&P, and it was down 0.2%. I predicted down for the Dow, it was down 0.2. I predicted down for the Nasdaq as well, and it was actually up. So finally broke that streak. But I got oil right, which I predicted would be up relative to where it was at the end. So 3-1, which is what I've been every single time. So the Nostradamus of Narwhal, still maintaining that reputation. Strong predictions. We're going to make predictions for September. Maybe we'll let the other goons do it as well. See if they can catch up, even though we kind of got the corner market locked down pretty good here. So we'll update that tomorrow. Check it out. We'll be back. Trump and the wall, man. Trump's in Mexico meeting with Enrique Peña Nieto.
Nice.
That's how it's pronounced.
Good.
So President Nieto and Trump says they talked about the wall, but one thing they didn't talk about was who was going to pay for it, which is
I find that hard to believe.
literally unbelievable. I think we're probably 30 to 60 minutes away from getting a statement from the Mexican government saying either A, we didn't discuss the wall, period, or B, we did discuss the wall and we refused to pay for it. One of those things is going to happen. There's no way we're getting the full story that they talked about the wall and then just moved on in terms of who would pay for the wall.
That'd be a huge elephant. They're like the biggest elephant ever in a room if they didn't talk about it.
That's kind of like the whole ridiculousness of the wall is that Mexico is going to pay for it. We start talking about that whole thing, it falls apart with the funding. Like that's where it goes weird. The whole idea of we're going to build a wall. You can build walls if we pay for it, but them paying for it, it's just not happening. And the whole visit to Mexico, kind of weird. Kind of surprised that he wasn't like shot or something.
It's kind of surprising me that a presidential candidate who has no position in office
At all.
period right now can do that. Isn't that odd to you?
It's odd. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the whole thing's a sham. Like
he just didn't go.
He's not even in Mexico. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised at all if that's the case. So interesting story there. Fantasy. It's fantasy football season. The year of the unit. Is it going to continue? You declared yesterday. Matt declared this the year of the unit, which is bold. Right before September starts. 8 months in.
I'm feeling good though.
He declared it the year of the unit. How are you feeling? Is it going to translate to fantasy football?
I don't know. The league that I'm doing now, like the past 2 or 3 years, like we've done it for a while. In the past 2 or 3 years, I haven't drafted very well, and I'm hoping to turn that around. It's the year of the unit after all.
Do you auction draft, snake draft? What's the
Snake.
Snake.
But this year we added like 2 more of our friends, so it's I think 14 people.
No, that's tough.
It's-
14 man. I do a 12-man league.
That waiver wire is
That's
gonna
tough.
be
Yeah,
barren.
you live or die on the waiver wire if you're like a smaller league.
Yeah.
When you get up to 14, yeah, it's drafting.
Yeah.
That's
I
interesting.
don't know. What's your advice?
Man, it's tough. I don't know. I'm not a great drafter. I don't feel like myself.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
do you guys do keepers at all?
No.
That helps because I'm a much bigger college football fan than pro football fan. So in the past, I've done a really good job of drafting underrated rookies, like strategically to be keepers. Like I drafted. So we do. I think you can keep a guy for 3 seasons. And each year he goes up a round from where you picked him. So say you took him in round 12, the next year he counts as an 11th round pick. You picked,
Yeah.
you forfeit that. So like I remember getting Russell Wilson like in the 14th round. So it's like even at the end, it's like yeah, he's definitely.
I'm
value pick
thinking
there.
my basic strategy is going into this is that quarterbacks are going to be really undervalued just because the position players have so much higher value.
That
You think
and
that's
also
fair?
I think that's fair, especially in a 14-man
Yeah.
league, because the disparity between the number 1 quarterback and the number even 7 or 8 or 14 especially is insane. Like you get down to 14 and you got guys that are like debatable whether they should be starters in the NFL. I mean they should be, obviously they're the best player at their position on the team, but it's guys that are like they're not stars by any means. Whereas you start looking at receivers, like you can maybe there's a big gap between 1, 2, and 3 versus 4, 5, and 6, but you can get value like with the 14th best receiver. Yeah.
So you think I should draft a quarterback earlier?
I think I'd go earlier. If I know what you're saying.
I was saying I'd like hold off later or hold off more.
I don't know.
I
I start looking
different
at. So my general strategy is kind of a points above replacement strategy. So like tight end is super top heavy. Like you don't have a ton of tight ends that can just flat out contribute.
Yeah.
So
Those
like,
that do
in meaningful ways. So it's like I'll put a huge premium on that. I'll put a huge premium on quarterback play in a 14-guy league because again, if you start looking at who's the 14th best quarterback in the NFL, it's
So mid-team, probably James Winston or something.
yeah.
I think someone like him.
James Winston honestly might be higher than that. I was thinking more like Case Keenum or something.
Nah.
Case Keenum's solid, man. But you start going down to like number 14 quarterback, you're going to be in trouble. Whereas if you get the 14th best receiver, you're probably fine. But I'm also a receiver-heavy draft guy.
Receiver heavy.
Yeah, I'll pick up, like, usually I'll draft 3 running backs, is it? And just stock up.
Do you draft
on
those three?
receivers.
Do you draft those 3 running backs first?
No, it just kind of depends. But receivers, I'll go receiver-heavy throughout the entire draft with the idea that it's kind of just such a volume position. Because even like a great receiver, he's going to have games of 150 yards and he's going to have games of 40. So I'm all about, like, let's exploit those matchups.
Besides
week to
Julio.
week. Yeah. Julio Jones.
He's a beast.
I miss Calvin already. Calvin Johnson.
Yeah.
He will be missed. Yes, I've got a couple drafts next week. Should be good. One league I've been in for forever. That'll be fun. And then another league, I guess another league will be fun too. I've been in it. This is my 2nd year. I won it last year, so it's kind of whatever. It's auction style, and that strategy is really just to drink less than other people and let them pay 60% of their budget for Julio Jones. Like sure, not bad.
Our Narrow League's not. We're not doing that, right?
We can. It's not too late. You can do a draft up at the lake.
Do you think everyone would be down for that?
Probably.
Do you think Burton would be down for that?
Burton, I don't know. Depends on the mood. But he always does the, I mean,
If we're doing up to the lake, we need to bring
you
laptops
talk a
and
big
stuff.
game because if I remember correctly, you finished last in the March Madness pool because you didn't turn in your bracket. So Mr. Will Burton play? Burton finished
He beat
third.
you.
No, I beat him,
Yeah,
but he finished
like-
third. It was Dean, then me, then him, and then everybody else tied for last. So talk a big game about participation here. It was not the year of the unit in March. Apparently, the year of the unit runs on a fiscal year beginning what was yesterday, August 30th. So,
I'm throwing. No, I'll go with like June.
do you pay for your fantasy league?
Yeah, $40 this one. The one that I'm doing tonight was $40.
Very good. So, yeah, I'd be down. I'd make it like a couple, like 10 grand, something like that. Just jump in.
I mean, I'm trying to be serious about it, but like, it's so hard to be serious.
It's cool if you're not committed.
It's so hard to be serious.
Hey, you guys have a great night. We're going to be back tomorrow. A couple podcasts coming your way Friday. Not a whole lot of podcasting going. We'll probably do one in the morning, but we're heading Narwhal Corporate Retreat. A lot of business going to get done. Probably just check us out on Twitter for that. That's probably going to be the place to go. We're going to have intern Garrett just live tweeting the whole weekend. Tusk Media LLC on Twitter. Y'all have a great night. Bye.
Tusk Media is a subsidiary of Narwhal Capital Management. Ratings and reviews of Tusk Media content are not to be construed as endorsements of opinions, analysis, or services offered by Tusk or its parent company. The opinions and predictions shared here are our professional beliefs at the time of publication. We are not under duress from any of the corporate entities mentioned. This is not a solicitation to take any particular action. Although we are investment advisors, this information should not be considered investment, legal, or tax advice. We strive to be as impartial, insightful, and accurate as possible. We base our opinions, analysis, and calculations on information we believe to be reliable, but we cannot guarantee its accuracy. We can, however, guarantee that our opinions will sometimes be flat out wrong due to a variety of factors. Employees and clients of Narwhal Capital Management may or may not hold positions in the securities detailed and may or may not hold these positions in the future. A full list of all securities purchased, sold, or held during the 12 months preceding the date of this publication can be provided upon request. Unless otherwise noted, all data accessed via MarketWatch or the Bloomberg terminal. Past performance does not guarantee future results. A copy of Narwhal's Form ADV is available at the SEC's website, www.advisorinfo.sec.gov, or from Narwhal upon written request.